We're back with another episode of Hockey Stars in Cars presented by Enterprise. Our guest today has been at the helm of the Calgary Flames for the past 2 seasons and led them to a 41-win, 96-point season that just left them 1 point shy of a berth in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He's also going to be behind the bench of Team Canada at the World Hockey Championship this spring. Our guest is the head coach, Ryan Huska. Welcome.
Good morning.
How are we?
I'm doing well.
Welcome to Hockey Stars and Cars.
Thank you for having me.
Come on in. This is our patented Enterprise setup.
Well, it's a beautiful car.
Yeah, we got the big wheel for you. Season's over, I guess. It's spring in Calgary. I wonder sort of how you sit now, removed a little bit, a week or two from the end of the regular season and the playoffs are on. And, we've talked a little bit about just how, there was some disappointment there. Obviously, lots of good things. But, how do you kind of view the end of the year now that you have a little bit of time to kind of let it sit?
Yeah, you watch the playoff games now and you see how close and tightly contested they are, and you kind of wish you were there right now, because the way our team was playing down the stretch the last 2 months, we all felt like we'd be able to hold our own and make some noise. Yeah. So when you watch the games in the first round, you're a little bit, you got that little pit in your stomach still, because at this time of the year around Calgary, it's the best time of the year. The weather is great, and the city for playoff hockey, I don't think there's another city like it. So you wish that we had that going on right now, but as you said, there are a lot of things that you can reflect back on and look to build on for our season coming up next year. But I don't think a team goes in the right direction or plays as strong a team game or as connected as our guys were this year if you don't have the push and pull from your leadership group or your older players. And I think Michael Backlund and his leadership group did an amazing job of one, pushing each other. I think that's the most important thing for them, supporting each other when someone had to stand in front of the crowd, in front of his teammates, and maybe say something that is difficult to say at times. But they also pulled a lot of their teammates in, and that's, I feel like, what gives me a lot of optimism for the future is because we have guys that they almost feel like it's their responsibility to help push this team along.
We talked about leaders, and they're obviously important, but you need that youth push, and there's probably a little balance there. But what was the excitement level of game 82? Seeing some young guys get 4 solo laps, which is as unique. I think that took 3 minutes.
Oh my God, I was worried about Danny for warm-up. He wasn't going to get any shots or how long the guys were going to skate around for. But I think they did a really good job with that. It's probably hasn't really done since that warm-up laps come into play at the NHL level. So I was happy that they each got their time to do that. It was great to see a lot of their parents there to get to witness that.
They all got their separate photos.
That was awesome.
And
I think it was, for sure it's something those young men will never forget. But I thought they all had impact in that game as well. They all played very well, and they played beyond their years, which was nice for us to see.
That's what maybe motivates you all summer long, is to get more of that.
Yeah, and I often think over the course of the year, I thought about many times, like Matt Coronado, a young guy that put in a lot of work last year, worked very hard on his skating with Danielle. He spent a lot of time with her over the course of the summer, worked hard on his conditioning and his strength. So he did everything he could do to put himself in a position to make our team. When we sent him down early in the year, that's the thing I'll never forget. He basically sat in my office and said, I will do whatever you want me to do. I can help this team win. I'll play fourth line. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Just give me that chance. So it worked out that he was right back up. I think he played 2 games, scored a couple of goals, whatever it was, and he's never looked back. But I think it's just the effort and time that he put into his conditioning in the summer and the belief that he had in himself. So he's now become a very important player on our team that I think the sky's the limit for this young guy.
You've gone through, the junior circuit and, obviously went through your career as a player and, Kelowna, the Western League, and then the American League, now 2 years as a head coach. How much are you enjoying it? How much do you enjoy this opportunity?
Loving it. And every day I wake up in the morning, come to the rink, I'm very thankful. Craig Conroy and the rest of the management group a lot of times don't give opportunities like I was given. So I really try to make sure that I come in every day and do the best that I can to help this team take steps forward, because it matters to me. It matters that people have shown faith in me, and I kind of feel the same way with our players, and that's why we believe in a lot of these guys. You see what happened over the trade deadline. We didn't really do all that much because we thought these guys would be able to get us in, and when you look at the run that we went on the second half of the year, especially after the Four Nations break, most years, I would say 99% of the time, you get in with what they were able to do. So I think sometimes putting your faith and trust in players, knowing that they're going to do the job or they're going to get the job done because it matters to them, was what we did. And I think that's, again, a reason why we had a strong group this year.
Obviously there's a little bit more that goes into, a National Hockey League team than just showing up for game time. And I think that's maybe one of the underappreciated things. Like, what, as a head coach, what does it look like as you come in on a normal day? Yeah,
well, we have a really good staff, from our coaches to our strength coaches to our medical trainers to our equipment guys. Like, they're wonderful people to work with, and when you spend so much time, more time like with you guys than we do with our families, it feels like during the hockey season. So having a good staff and great people to work with, I think helps. It helps pick you up when you're maybe having a little bit of a day where you're feeling a little bit low in the energy. And that's one thing that I was really excited about this year, was the way our staffs all worked well together, and it made the job more enjoyable. But for kind of a coach's job, I guess, we have our first meeting about 7 a.m. So most of us arrive at the rink 5:45ish, somewhere in the morning on a practice day. Game day is the same. We have our first meetings, and we go over practice plan. We go over types of meetings we want to have with the players, whether they're individual meetings or team meetings, and then everything's kind of scheduled along the way leading up to our practice from that point. And then after practice, there's the media responsibilities that the coaches do have. As always, you're home kind of at the end of the workday, 3:30, 4 o'clock, whatever the case may be, but then it's usually watching some more hockey.
Right.
So
it's never really turned off.
No, each coach has their different responsibility regarding pre-scouts. So if St. Louis or Minnesota is playing on a given night, a certain coach has a responsibility that he's got to break that team down. So it's a lot of fun. And I still, to this day, you don't really consider it a job, because I think we love coming to the rink as much as we do.
Your son's obviously playing still too. I mean, that's pretty cool that he got a chance to play in the Alberta Cup here recently, and part of that mix of top players in his age group.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was actually, you don't often during the season get a chance to watch him play live. And this was the first time that I got to watch 5 games in like 3 or 4 days, whatever it was. So I was thankful I had the opportunity to do that. And it was such a neat experience for him. I think Hockey Alberta did a great job. I think deep down you see what your son is or what he's capable of. And if he's not playing up to that level, you want to be like, but I try to just not say all that much at all to him, and just really enjoy when I watch him play. And that's even for practices, stuff like that. I just like watching him play. And that was the same when my girls were swimming or playing basketball. I love to watch them. So that was my favorite thing to do. Don't really have anything else going on other than hockey in my family, and they're my favorite thing to do by far, is get a chance to watch them do their thing, whether that's sports or whether that's graduating from university. That stuff is so important, and it matters the most to me. I mentioned earlier that I don't consider it a job. I know there's a lot of people that go to work to a job every day. I don't. It's something that I really enjoy, and really feel fortunate to be able to do it for a living. And when you first get into it, like when I first started, I was going to be an investment advisor.
Is that right?
Yeah, I got my business degree. I went back to school after I quit playing. And I thought that's the direction I wanted to go. And I started to part-time coach for the Kelowna Rockets, and I got roped back in, and my wife and I thought, well, maybe we'll just do it for a couple years. And now I'm pushing like 25 years later.
Isn't that unbelievable?
I think so. I think this is what I'm going to end up doing
for
the remainder of my life. You think it might
stick now?
Yeah.
That's so. How close were you? Do you think that?
I had a great advisor that I was working with, and she did offer me a position way back when.
Really?
But at the same time, I was offered a full-time assistant coaching role with the Kelowna Rockets. So I decided to go that,
Pretty
that
good
avenue
decision.
first.
Pretty
yeah.
good decision.
Yeah.
The rare Hockey Stars and Cars starting and ending at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome. But that's, coaches spend a lot of time at the rink, so we thought it was only fitting, right? And then straight to the coach's office after.
Yeah. Just pack up a few more things, then we're on our way.
And then you're on your way.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Parks.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.